3:17 a.m. You wake up again, you pick up your phone and start scrolling. Another friend just closed a big deal. Another couple just bought their dream house. Another family posted a set of vacation photos from a resort whose name you can't even pronounce. You put your phone down and stare at the ceiling. That voice starts whispering in your ear again. What's wrong with you? Everyone else has found their way, you've fallen behind. Somewhere in the Midwest, before sunrise. On a country road that most navigation systems don't even show. About 50 meters ahead, someone has already started working. His name is Joe. He's 53. For 30 years, he has gotten up before dawn every single day. He'll tell you plainly, I'm nothing special. I just show up, let's be honest. If you measure Joe by the usual standards, bank balance, house size, job title, year-end bonus, he looks like someone who didn't make it. No college degree. No private office. No vacation home up north. No yacht. No brand deals. No blue checkmark next to his name. He's not climbing any ladder. He's not going viral online. He's never even thought about trying. By the standards you see in late-night scrolling and holiday newsletters, Joe is nothing. But I want you to see the other side. The things no one tells you. One morning, just like any other, Joe stopped working in the field. He leaned against a fence post to catch his breath. Suddenly, a thought came out of nowhere. Who have I actually helped? He didn't try to think about it. It just appeared. And once it did, it wouldn't go away. So he started counting. He remembered the young family 2 houses down. When they first arrived, they had nothing. Joe brought his tools and helped them build their first home. Not for money. Just because that's what people do around here. That was 20 years ago. Those kids are grown now. One became a teacher. One makes a living repairing engines. To this day, they still call Joe every Thanksgiving. He remembered the widow by Highway 9. When her husband died, her son was only 5. Every time the roof leaked, it was Joe who climbed up to fix it. Every winter, when food ran low, he would quietly leave a box on her porch without saying a word. That boy, he's a man now. And he's become the kind of person who shows up for others without hesitation. He remembered the retired school teacher at the end of the gravel road. No one visited him. No one remembered him. Joe did. Every Sunday, for 10 years. Just sitting with him, listening to the same stories repeated over and over. Before the teacher passed away, he told Joe, "You are the only one who remembered I was still alive." He remembered the young pastor who came to town 50 years ago. He arrived with nothing but a suitcase and a calling. Joe gave him a piece of land, not much, just a small plot to build a church. That church, over 50 years, has held weddings, funerals, baptisms. Thousands of people have passed through it. And not one of them knows the name of the farmer who donated the land. He remembered the kids he taught welding. The young workers he trained on job sites. The neighbors whose harvests he helped finish before tending to his own. The money he lent and never got back. The days he worked for people who couldn't pay because they needed help more than he did. He counted on his fingers. Then he ran out of fingers. So he stopped counting. And there in his field, as the sun just began to rise above the trees, Joe cried. Not tears of sadness. Tears of shock. Because for the first time in 53 years, he realized something that changed everything. He was not poor. He was rich beyond measure. He had not failed. He had succeeded in the only thing that truly matters. God was not disappointed in him. God was proud of him. Most of us spend our whole lives measuring ourselves with the wrong ruler. We compare ourselves to other people's highlight reels, promotions, new houses, performance reviews, follower counts, likes, salaries with more and more zeros. Measured by that ruler? Most of us feel like we're losing. But what if God isn't using that ruler? What if He's measuring something completely different? God doesn't count your bank balance. He counts your impact. God doesn't count your followers. He counts your faithfulness. God doesn't count your possessions. He counts what you did with what you had. God doesn't count your title. He counts your character. When God looks at a person, He asks only one question. Did you do what I created you to do? That's it. That is the only standard that matters. Years later, a young man from the city came to Joe's town. Everything he had tried had failed: his career, his relationships, the dreams he had chased since childhood. He came to this remote place to clear his mind, to figure out where he went wrong. He met Joe on that crooked porch. Joe was old now, his hair gray. But there was something about him, something steady, something peaceful. The young man asked, "You've never done anything big. How have you stayed so content?" Joe smiled. "I used to think I hadn't done anything big either. Then I realized I did all the things that truly matter. I changed lives. I shaped character. I created impact. I did the work God placed in front of me." The young man said, "But don't you wish you had left this place? Don't you wish you had become someone?" Joe leaned back in his chair and said, "I am someone. I am as important as God made me to be. And so are you. The question isn't whether you are important enough. The question is whether you're willing to finally do the important work you already have the ability to do." The young man returned to the city. But he was no longer the same. He started a business not to get rich, but to create jobs. He began showing up for his family not for appearances, but because they mattered. He served his community not to be recognized, but because it was the right thing to do. He became a winner. Not by the world's standards, but by God's. Because he finally understood what Joe had learned decades ago in that field. Winning is not about how high you climb, it's about how deep you root, rooted deeply in purpose, rooted deeply in faith, rooted deeply in the work that only you can do. So I want to ask you, after reading this, after hearing Joe's story, after thinking about the ruler you've been using, how do you feel? Have you been measuring yourself the wrong way? Has there been a moment when you felt like a failure, but now you're starting to wonder, maybe, just maybe, you've been winning all along? Who is the Joe in your life, the person who showed you what faithfulness looks like? Write it in the comments. I'll read every single one. Because you've been carrying this weight for too long. The weight of feeling behind. The weight of feeling unseen. The weight of feeling not enough. And I just told you the truth that no one ever said out loud. You are winning. Right now, God sees it, and He is proud of you. Believe it, live it, and then watch what happens. If this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe. More stories like this are on the way.